Hi there, this is Laura, and a really great integration of technology into the science classroom, as well as any classroom, is the use of the website Kahoot. So I'm going to take a few minutes and just show you how Kahoot can be used in the science classroom. And I'm going to start from the home screen. If you're a new user to Kahoot, you would have to sign up for an account. You can do that through the use of Edmodo. You can do that with Google. You can also do that with Microsoft, depending upon what platform your district uses or what your personal preference might be. But the first thing you would have to do is sign up, and it is a free website. So once you do that, then you can simply log in and start the Kahoot process. So logging in here brings you to the home screen, and there are several ways in which you can use Kahoot for your purposes in the classroom. And quite often they'll pop up something like this trying to get you to purchase, but it is actually a free website. So you just say thanks, maybe later. And you have several options when it comes to using Kahoot in your classroom. You can, first of all, you can click Discover. And when you click Discover, it will take you to a search screen, which for the most part is going to look very similar to your home screen. And you can simply just type in what you would like your Kahoot to be about. So I'm a biology teacher, so let's say we're studying cells. So I would simply type in cells, and then you can see here you have several selections that pop up. You have cells, plant and animal cells, stem cells, etc., etc. And you would simply do a search, and upon searching you will have numerous Kahoots on cells at your disposal. You can use these in several different ways. So I'm just going to take the first one here, but you can see there are 833,000 Kahoots on cells, so you can definitely find something, but you can search by subject, you can search by level, you can apply more filters, or you can simply sort by the most relevant, most played, highest quality, etc. I'm going to take this first one just to simply show you how you can use it. But you would simply click on it, and it's going to bring you to the questions that are associated with that particular Kahoot. Here, this particular Kahoot has 17 questions. I'll notice here that there are no associated images here, but you can see each question, and then you can click on Show Answers, and it gives you an opportunity to look at the answers. And it's always important, if you're not creating your own Kahoot, to make sure that you go through and you double check all the answers and make sure it's appropriate for your curriculum. Make sure they have the correct answers, make sure the answers make sense, and that sort of thing. You can either play directly and just let your kids go ahead and play this particular Kahoot, or you have several other options. You can mark it as a favorite. You can see here that this one's had 14,000 plays with 93,000 players. You can either preview it, which it'll allow you to actually kind of play yourself on the screen. You can share it, or you can also duplicate it. And if you happen to duplicate it, it'll save it to your Kahoot bank or to your Kahoots. And then you're able to go in, and then you're able to modify, or you're able to edit. So for example, if I want to edit this, I could simply go in and I could add images. I can change the time limit here. I can edit the question. I can change my answers. I can add my image here. They also offer you a image library. You can also embed videos and have the kids watch a short video segment and then pull answers from that. It's always important, if you do that, of course, that you credit your resources. But upon doing that, you would simply click Next. You can add questions from down here. You can add your own questions. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can simply move these questions around on the screen. You can determine their order, that sort of thing. You can also modify your introduction screen here, and you can say who it's visible to, only you or everybody, depending upon what your interest is. Also, you can include an intro video. I have a lot of fun with this, and I'll show you on one of mine in a moment. I actually use videos from 80s bands and have them guess the singers, so they always find that to be rather entertaining. But so there's a number of things that you can do with this, and then when you're done doing all of your modifications, then you can click save here, and then it gives you the opportunity to edit it again or preview it or play it, or you can share it. But when you're done, you just click I'm done, and it saves it to your home screen, and then that's going to be your Kahoot to use as you wish. So I will show you one that I have created, and I use these quite a bit for a quick formative assessment. You can make them 5 questions, you can make them 20 questions, you can do any number of things with these. So I'm just going to pick one of these here. Trying to think of one I've modified fairly recently. So I believe we did enzymes here. So I'll click on this. And let's say I'm ready for my students to play this on their laptop. If laptops are not available, they can certainly use their cell phones. And you would simply click play here. And when you click play and it comes up on the screen, you can choose classic mode, where player is against player on their one-to-one computing devices, or they can actually play as teams, where there's a delay before answering the question to give them time to confer with each other. There are different game options here where you can have randomize the questions, randomize the answer, display the game pin throughout. So there's just so much you can do with this. But I'm going to click on Classic, and they always know when you're playing Kahoot because they hear that pop. But what it'll do is it'll pull up a game pin number here, and they will simply enter this into their one-to-one computing device, and then they can play, and their name will pop up on the screen, and then you click start and they're good to go. So I'm going to back out of this now and go back to the main screen. Let's see, I can click out of this right here. But you can see here, you can, for example, I put graphs in mine. This is an enzyme graph here. You can put different images. This one doesn't have many images, but it does have quite a few graphs and that sort of thing. So Kahoot is great. The kids love it. They actually ask to play it quite often, which is very surprising. But again, whether you want to make your own Kahoot or modify somebody else's or play directly from, another aspect of Kahoot which is really helpful is you can also pull reports on your kids. When you pull reports on your kids, it'll actually show you who played. It'll show you the results here. So I'll download this and see if I can pull it up. Let's see. I'm not sure if it'll actually download, but when you do download it, it'll actually pull up the number that they got correct and who actually played there, and so you can get a really great formative assessment from that particular report as well. So if you're using it for some sort of administration is requested data, or you're using it for some sort of teacher evaluation or whatever it may be, you can certainly use these. And this has taken quite a bit of time to download, so I'm going to go ahead and just, oh, well, there it goes. So I'll give it just a second to pop up. This was on my kids that played last week. Not really sure of why the delay here, but actually, I'm just going to go ahead and close out because I'm sure you get the idea. But you can also classify by school, pull up common teachers in your school. So this is great. Setting up formative assessment between teachers for common curriculum and that sort of thing. So anyway, I hope that this particular video was helpful. And this is Kahoot, and the kids will simply just search Kahoot it to be able to play, and this is applicable to all subject areas. It is just an amazing website. So Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation and found this presentation helpful.